Hello everyone, I hope you're all well, and today I'm going to do my January TBR. Now, January TBRs are literally the best TBRs because it's all the books that you've got from Christmas, it's all the books you want to read, you're positive because it's a new year. Yeah, I read the majority of the stuff that I'm going to read this year, I'll read it in January because I'm just weird. So here's all the books that I'm planning on reading in January, but I think I might read more because of the nature of January. So anyway, I'm going to go through them now. I've got Charles Dickens' The Old Curiosity Shop. I've already read it. So this is just a reread for me because I want to reread all the Dickens that I've read, which I've only read this, Hard Times and Oliver Twist. And I want to reread them and then read like the complete Dickens. This is like the year of Dickens. Although I feel like I will never get through them all up. He doesn't understand short stories. But anyway, this is about a grandfather and his granddaughter. They're desperately poor. The grandfather gambles everything and they get in a lot of debt and they have to flee. And then there's this character called Quill, who I remember being very over-the-top villain. Like he's almost like a panto villain, and he's like a little gremlin and he's got to track them down and hunt them down. And yeah, I remember really liking it for Nell because she's quite a desperate character, but she's so sweet and so lovely. So I'm excited to reread that. I've then got, God, Virginia Woolf to the Lighthouse. Oh, Deja Vu's calling, it wants its book back. Almost every TBR is like, Virginia Woolf. I will read this one day. January, I'm gonna read it this month. I just don't get along with her writing, and I thought I'll have to try To the Lighthouse because that's the one people recommended for me. Oh, Virginia, I feel like her writing is almost like bullet points. And so when you decide to write a story, you normally put points of what you want it to be about, and then the filler is the writing, and I feel like with her it's just the bullet points. I don't know if I'm reading the wrong book. I haven't read this yet, so I'm gonna give this a go, and hopefully I fall in love with her. I've then got, this is a Russian author, his name is Ivan Tervenovy. I probably butchered that, but anyway, it's called First Love, and it sounds amazing. Okay, this is about a middle-aged man round a table with loads of other middle-aged men, and they're all telling stories, and then he goes, I've got a story from when I was a young man, when I once fell in love with this woman, and she was really beautiful, and loads of other men fell in love with her, and it ended in absolute disaster because she played us off each other. Oh, it just sounds great. I love books that don't really have an amazing plot but are well written, but I feel like this is going to have an amazing plot and be well written. Oh, it's just him retelling his life, which are my favourite books. And this has got other stories in it as well, because First Love is a short story, but First Love's the only one that I really wanted. Also, the Folio Society do an amazing version of First Love, so if I like this, then I'm going to buy that book. I've tried a bit of YA. This book has been on my shelf for literally years now. This is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I'm going to get through it because I need to, because otherwise I'd just give it to a charity shop. Basically, this is about a load of people get put in a video game by a millionaire, and they've got to try it at the end. If you get through all the stages of the video game, then you get an egg filled with money. What? So I'm excited. I'm not a massive dystopian, so I don't know how I'll get on with that. This is also the year of Jane Austen. I've got Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey. Now, I've tried to read this before. It's like all the other ones, like a matchmaking one. So many characters, like literally 1,000 characters, and like their towns, who they're with, like, oh, please, too many characters. So I put it down, but I really want to get through it this month. I think I just got very confused with the characters, and halfway through it I was reading it, but you know when you read the wrong person, so I thought it was someone else, and then I realised, oh god, you're an idiot. And I was reading it wrong, so it didn't make sense. Yeah. I really like Persuasion by Jane Austen. I think it's fantastic. I really don't like Pride and Prejudice, so I don't know where that falls on the scale. Yeah, whatever. Next up I've got a short story collection. This is by, I'm going to say this awfully, but Kunji Johnson. I've really misspelled whatever, but it's At the Mouth of the River of Bees and Other Stories. I've read the title story, made me cry. I've read other stories. They're very, very surreal, but in a very human way. So she writes about things that are completely mental, but then she brings it back to like human life. Like, we're all the same. And I've read a lot of sort of stories like this and you can't relate them to your actual life because they're so mental, they're fantastic. But with her stories you can, they've got a lot of heart in them. That's one thing I would say. Prepare to cry. So I'm going to finish that collection, which I've nearly finished actually. I then got Georgia Was on Animal Farm, Deja Vu, Calling Again. I said I'd read this I think like 2 months ago. I didn't. I'm going to try. It's really short. It's about politics and it's about animals on a farm sort of build a government, and it's how like governments don't work. Apparently it's really clever. It's really short. I'm excited. I think the thing is that with books, if they have long monologues, I can't deal with them. And there was like, the pig was talking for literally like 5 pages, so I was like, eh. But I will try. I will read that. I then got another name I'm going to do awfully. This is a Japanese author. This is Koji Suzuki. I think it was okay. It's The Ring. So we got those like crappy American versions of The Ring film, you know, it's like 7 days you're gonna die, girl with hair, and then that whole thing. But this is the original, this is where it came from. So I'm excited. This is a trilogy. I don't know if I'm gonna read the trilogy because I haven't even started this. And I feel like these kind of books, maybe it would just be good to read this. I don't want to ruin it if I do like it. So yeah, but I am excited to read it. It says Doomed to Die, One Way Out, 1 week to find it. And then last but not least, I have Coraline by Neil Gaiman, which leads on to something else. Oh, aren't I clever? On Twitter, I'm running a giveaway of this book, an unread version and pristine spine. I'm running a giveaway, so go to my Twitter. You have to like follow me, retweet a tweet. You know the Shazam. This is basically about a girl who moves house, and in the house has a secret door. And when she goes through the door, it's her life and that house, but perfect. So in her actual house, her parents are stressed because they're moving, and you know the flower beds are rotten and everything. And then when you go through the cupboard, your parents are always there for you. They give you chocolate cake, and the flowers are blooming and beautiful, and it's about that. And then the second mother, says you have to come and like live with us. And she's like, oh, I'm not sure, and she has to make a choice. Also, the parents through the door have like buttons for eyes, which is pretty cool. So yeah, also the illustrations by Christopher Dahl, I would say are really good. Look how beautiful that is. And also, like, what? His drawings are actually really good. So I'm going to read that. I've seen the film of Coraline, loved it. I know it's like blasphemy. I saw the film before the book. Oh, strike me down. But now I'm going to read the book, and I'm running a giveaway. And that's it. That's all my books for January. Hopefully I'll be able to read them. I think I will, and I think I also might reread Oliver Twist on top of that as well. So yeah. Oh, and Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar. I might, if I like that's like extra bonus time, then I'll read those two as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I have Christmas money left over, and I don't know what books to buy. So if you can like list them down below, because I'm not sure. I don't know. It's like gets quite overwhelming when I go into a bookshop now, because I like do BookTube and I watch it. Sometimes when I go in, I'm like, it's too many. I know all these books. I know what they're about. So I just need someone to be like, just buy this book. It's really good. So I will see you very soon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're having a fabulous week. And see ya.